Hi everyone, welcome back to the Flix Files. I thought I'd do another little collections video today and delve into my Blu-rays behind me. And the way I normally do it is I'll pick a filmmaker and then just, go through the films that they've made that I have. And I thought, well, it seems to work, so let's do that. So today we're going to be looking at James Cameron. And James Cameron is arguably the most successful filmmaker alive today. Just in terms of raw box office power, is being at the top of the all-time biggest grossing movies charts. And he's only ever been bested by himself when Titanic was knocked off the top by Avatar. So he's definitely got that sort of winning formula about him. And it's interesting, when I gathered all of his films together, that it seems like a very small collection. But it's definitely a case of quality over quantity when we talk about James Cameron. There's only one motion picture that he's directed that I don't have, and that was his very first movie, which was called Piranha 2: The Spawning. And that was a sequel to a very low-budget horror movie called Piranha that Joe Dante directed at the start of his career. And Joe Dante I've already covered in an earlier video if you want to go and check that out. So yeah, Piranha 2: The Spawning I don't have, simply because I have seen it and I thought it was absolutely awful. So I just didn't want to own it. It didn't appeal to me on any level. So yeah, I thought, let's go through the films of his that I have. Now, I'm aware that he's also directed some oceanic documentaries and documentaries about Titanic, but obviously I don't have any of those. We're just talking about the motion pictures, the theatrical films that he's made. So let's go and have a look at them. Okay, so the first movie I have by James Cameron in my collection is The Terminator. What can you say about this movie? I'm going to be repeating myself with this video, I just know I am, because all of his movies are iconic. And when you actually sit down to analyze them and talk about them, what can you say that's not been said a million times? But yeah, Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger, 1984. Again, I saw this on video when it was first released on rental, which I'm guessing was the following year in about 1985. And it just blew me away. There was nothing else like it at the time. The storytelling, the actual idea was just such an incredibly cool concept. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, yeah, I think, I may be wrong, but I think this is the one and only time he played a villain in the sequel. They had him come back as the good guy. But yeah, fantastic movie. It's available on 4K, but I haven't upgraded it. I've still got the Blu-ray version. I don't know whether I will upgrade to the 4K, maybe further down the line, but it's not on my must upgrade list that I have. I guess if I win the lottery and I'm suddenly flush with cash, I'll definitely get the 4K version. But for now, this will do. So yeah, that's my first James Cameron movie. The next one is Aliens. And I saw this at the cinema 3 times in 1986. Alien is my favorite movie. And so, Aliens just blew me away. I know a lot of people prefer Aliens to Alien. I don't. I still prefer Alien, but I'm not taking anything away from Aliens. It's still an absolutely fantastic, enjoyable movie. And I love it to bits. And it's lovely having it on 4K. I think the quality of the 4K is excellent. I'm not one of those that thinks, the artificial intelligence upscaling that they apparently did ruined it. I think it's the best quality we've ever had. So I don't understand the complaints about that. I really love this film. I only ever watched the extended version now. I never watched the theatrical version because I like all of the extended sequences. The earlier introduction to Hadley's Hope and the sentry guns that they use and all that kind of thing. So yeah, great film, great 4K disc. Happy to own it. Okay, the next one is the 4K of The Abyss. This I had to import because it's not available on 4K in the United Kingdom. And the reason for that is the sequence where they put the rat into the liquid oxygen. They had some legal concerns with I think it was the RSPCA or something, some animal welfare group didn't like that sequence. And James Cameron would not omit it for the UK version. So he said, okay, we'll just not release it in the UK. Luckily, 4Ks are region free. And I managed to get this off eBay at a reasonably decent price. I think it cost me about £35. But I'm such a fan of The Abyss. And it's one of those movies that for the longest time people have been desperate to have on physical media, in high definition. And we finally got it. And yeah, it's fantastic quality. And again, I only ever watched the extended version, which includes the sequence with the big tidal wave at the end. Yeah, I just think it adds to it. I don't think it detracts. So if it's more of The Abyss, I'll take it. Thank you very much. So yeah, that's The Abyss. The next one is Terminator 2 Judgment Day. This is the Steelbook. Now, it's interesting because I'm not really a Steelbook collector. I know some people are mad for Steelbooks. And I've got a few Steelbooks, and I guess it's just that when I bought them, that was just the copy that I picked up. I didn't make a conscious effort to buy the Steelbook. And, it's quite nice having the Steelbook. I'm going to say something quite controversial in that I know a lot of Blu-ray collectors out there make a big thing about the artwork on the boxes. And for me personally, I've never understood that. I've always been just about the film. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the box could be completely blank with just the name of the film on the spine, and that would do me. I never really think about the artwork. As I say, all I'm interested in is the movie that's on the disc. So the box it's in is just completely secondary to me. But, each to their own. If people like having nice artwork so they can look at it, that's absolutely fine. But for me, as I say, it's secondary. It's never really been a concern. So I've never really been, one for collecting steelbooks. Plus, they're more expensive. If I can buy the movie for $19.99 or get the steelbook for $29.99, I'm just going to get the $19.99 version, and that'll do me. Yeah, so that's Terminator 2. Next, we have True Lies. This is kind of a stab at doing an action comedy, a James Bondy sort of thing. Good film. Has it aged well? Yeah, I think it has. It's still got some terrific action sequences, and the whole sequence at the end with the bridge with Jamie Lee Curtis in the car, and then when he gets the Harrier and he uses the Harrier jet plane at the end is really, really exciting. So yeah, again, this was released on 4K at the same time as Aliens in the Abyss. So I had to get it. It was another one of those that everybody wanted in high definition, and we finally got it. I'd say in terms of quality, this is the least impressive of those three. It's still very, very good, but I think out of the Abyss, Aliens, and True Lies 4Ks, the Abyss wins for, overall excellence of picture quality. Okay, so next we have the 4K of Titanic. Fantastic movie. I saw this at the cinema twice, I think it was, and nearly cried both times. Lovely, lovely 4K, really nice picture quality. I also have the 3D collector's edition of Titanic. I have a 4K player and an OLED television, and I still have my 3D setup. I have a 3D Blu-ray player, and then I sold my 3D television, but then one of my friends had a 3D TV that he was upgrading to another television, and he said, "Do you want it? I don't want any money for it. You can just take it off my hands." So I went, "Yeah, I'll have it. I'll make room for it." So luckily, I've still got a 3D setup. So I've kept all of my 3D Blu-rays. So I've got Titanic twice. I never quite know which one to watch because it is really good fun watching it in 3D. But the 4K is such a beautiful picture that, maybe I'll watch this with friends or family if they, want to sit with the 3D glasses on. But this is the one that I'll go to if I'm watching it on my own. Okay, so that's Titanic. Next, we have Avatar. This is the extended collector's edition Blu-ray that was released a little while after it initially came out on Blu-ray. I don't have this on 4K. I thought about getting the 4K, but I've already got this movie twice because there we go. I've got the 3D version as well. So I thought I don't really want to buy it a third time. And to be honest, the quality of the Blu-rays is so good that, I didn't think there would be that much of a jump to the 4K. Maybe you'll tell me otherwise. Maybe eventually further down the line, I will buy it a third time and have the 4K version. But I quite like the extended version. And I know the 4K is only of the theatrical cut, but the extended version has some interesting extra scenes in it, especially the beginning, some scenes set on Earth with Sam Worthington's character. So again, that's the version that I'll always gravitate towards. This one has been consigned to like the 3D demo disc. If anybody comes to the house that's not experienced 3D before, I'll pop this on so they can give it a go with that. Yeah, so that's Avatar. And then last but certainly not least, we have the 4K of Avatar, The Way of Water. This is his newest movie, and as such, this is the James Cameron movie I've seen the least amount of times. I did like it. I really did like it. But I'm beginning to worry if the Avatar premise can stretch to I think it's 5 movies that he's got planned. I know as of me recording this video, he's already announced Avatar 3 will be called Fire and Ash. So I'm sure there's going to be other tribes introduced that, maybe live around volcanoes and, there's like a fire motif. But I very much enjoyed the undersea aspect of this. Obviously, that kind of thing's very close to James Cameron's heart anyway. So yeah, it's an enjoyable movie. Looks absolutely amazing on the 4K disc. So I was glad to have my copy of it, own it. So there we are. That's my James Cameron collection. As I was going through them and putting them in front of the camera, I was thinking, if somebody held a gun to my head and said you can only keep 3 of James Cameron movies and the rest we're going to take away and you'll never be able to see them again, which 3 would I elect to keep? Just as a bizarre exercise. And I thought, what 3 would I favour out of all of them? Because they're all very good in their own way. And I think for me personally, the 3 I would opt to keep would be Aliens, The Abyss, and Terminator 2. And I would just have to sacrifice the others. So I'd be interested to see if you would agree with me on that. If you would pick those 3 out of his, collection of work. So I thought that was a nice quick video today. Let's keep it short. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next one.